Okay, here we're going to do the installation of the intake. Do you have your factory card ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Make sure you have your factory radio card, which I have.
Yeah. First thing we're going to do here is loosen the negative battery cable, and we're just going to put this aside. Okay. Now, what you want to do is remove the sensor clip from the mass airflow sensor and remove the green clip from the housing. Just put that aside for now. With a pair of pliers, you can get these clamps off. You just got to move them out of the way. Kind of break these hoses loose, make it easier to get off. When you pinch both clips with the pliers, this should come out, and this is your stock intake hose. This is going to be used with the Xintake. You're going to retain this breather hose and this PCV hose. And now we're going to start to remove the lower portion of the air box with a 10mm. There's 3 bolts to remove. The other one, you'll need to get it with an extension. And with the screwdriver, you can pry off this rubber hose that goes to the lower portion of your airbox. That will free the lower portion of your airbox. Alright, this right here is a seat clamp that holds down the shifter cable. And this is a pry bar, and what you want to do is just kind of get these edges. And this is very hard, so just be patient with it. We go back and forth, it will rise. This one's actually really one of the tougher ones I've tried to get off. When you have it risen that much, you can just put it in the middle now. It should come off pretty simple. With that off, you can pull on this and just kind of move it aside. And the reason we're doing this is to get to these 2 bolts, and each one will be labeled in the instructions whether you have the spacer or not. This is the pairing bracket that's supplied with your kit, and it is twisted for a reason to kind of avoid this shifter cable when we install it. And you're going to need a 12mm socket. This car has the P2R spacer, so we're going to use the rear bolt. completely remove the bolt. And then you can install the bracket. Okay, this is the bracket installed, and it is tightened, and now you can put your seat clamp back in. You're probably going to need a lot of force to press this back in. You can usually just tap it in with a tool. It's tapped all the way in. Okay, here we have the intake fully assembled now, with this top piece still loose because we're going to end up taking it off to attach to the bracket. Now, I want you to pay close attention on how the CRV tube lines up in respect to this tab here. You want to make sure it's lined up. I'll take a picture of this later. You want to make sure it's kind of after this tab here, and what that will do is when you install it, it'll be nice and straight and your sensor will be on the top. Now you want to slide the filter in first, and then you can attach the bottom piece to the throttle body. Bring the camera over here. Now this tab here on the CRV throttle body would usually go in between here, but we need to position it back here, butted up against this piece of metal on the throttle body, right below this bolt. And now you can attach your breather onto your intake tube, and you just slide it right in like that. Now what I did here was we put the stock clamp here to hold your breather connection in place, and we're going to do the same thing with this PCV hose. Just going to slide it right in. Alright, and then you can apply the clamp.
The intake's now fully installed. We're now letting the ECU reset. How you do that is you disconnect the battery for about 10 minutes, which we've already done earlier. Then you simply turn the car on without giving it any gas and let it run idle for about 10 or 15 minutes. Shut the car off. Your ECU should reset, and should work best that way with the intake, or any other engine mods for that matter.